The way we communicate is changing. Last week, we talked about how devices like ham radios and cell phones can help draw on certain frequencies that make that connection a bit easier. But who should you be reaching out to? Should you be connecting with God or Source, the Creator? Should you be trying to tap into the universe? Or should you be trying to talk to ETs? We were told none of this was really possible, and now it seems like the floodgates are wide open. So what do you do? Kerry K has a popular YouTube channel that gives straight talk about spiritual truths such as ascension, energy, timelines, manifestation, and the false matrix. I recently asked Kerry to provide us with some guidance. So one question you guys may have is, when you are connecting, who are you actually connecting to? Are you connecting to God? Should you be connecting with the universe? And then what about ETs? How do they play into this? So, Kerry, how do we know who we are connecting to?
You don't. That's the answer. You don't know until you can connect to yourself.
Okay.
That's the most fundamental missing key. There has to be a connection to your own divinity first and foremost, your own soul, your own essence. And most people are thoroughly devoid of that. So then what they do is they connect outside of themselves and they say, where is God? And then then we get analytical. Why? Because the brain is in charge now. The brain is going, what do I do out here? God, the universe, the ETs, my guides, who's speaking to me? And because the brain is running the show, guess what? The brain is exactly where the ego sits. And the ego is a chatterbox. And between the ego and the multitude of entities that we are surrounded by, anybody can say, hi, I'm the voice of God. Hi, I'm Mother Mary. And how do we know? We hope. It would be nice. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying you haven't spoken to God, Mother Mary, Archangel Michael, whoever it might be. But you will not know until you can connect with you. And we all know this. We all know God is within. Divinity is within. But just because we know that does not mean that we have the passageway within. So again, we're going without, which is the wrong way around. When the connection to self is in place, then the connection to your divinity is in place. Then you've got a resonance, you've got a base frequency, and you're going to go, I know exactly what that feels like. Maybe you set it up in a meditation. Maybe you do a meditation and you just sit with your own presence. And in that beautiful glow of your own presence, you're looking for nothing. You're going nowhere. You're not holding on to anything. You're not waiting for somebody to save you. You're just in this beautiful state. You could even say a blissful state. That is you connecting with your divinity right there. That base resonance becomes familiar to you. And now you're going to recognize it when it's out there. When it's not established in here first, the brain is running the show. So now we've got the brain talking to God instead of your heart listening to God. And when people say, these are the words that I heard, then I go, but what are you doing hearing words? Because it's an essence. We forgot that, haven't we? We forgot how to feel. So connection to God is a feeling, not a thought. It's an experience, not a verbal dialogue. So we can take the experience and then we can translate it into a verbal dialogue. So I can have the emotional connection, the energetic connection, and then after I've had the connection, then I can say, oh, this is what it was about. So then my brain comes in, but the primary communication must be an energetic communication. And another really interesting point on that topic, because people often ask me, sometimes in my videos I'll talk about God, sometimes I'll talk about the universe, and they say, well, which one is it? Which is right? Which is right, which is wrong? The universe is God in a form. That's what the universe is. God is that ethereal formlessness, the forever formlessness. That is God. But the universe is in time, in creation, in solidity. So it's still God, but it's a version of God that is more similar to us in the physical body. So that's why a lot of people, it's not which one's right and which one's wrong. It's just two facets of the same thing. But the other part of that question is God, the universe, or ETs, because there's a lot of people saying the Pleiadians said, for example, right? The Sirians said, the Orion beings said. It's the equivalent of the people saying Saint Germain said, Archangel Gabriel said, Archangel Uriel said. There's a whole lot of people saying a whole lot of stuff. But until you can listen to you, you've got no space, and really you've got no right to listen to others and then quote that as accurate. Learning that you are the ET in the sense that you are the galactic being. And you only get that from connection within. That's the only place it comes from. So if we dropped all of the desire to go external and we replaced it with an internal connection, we're on the right track. And then you truly live. You don't hope God is within. You don't think God is within. You connect, you experience, you know.
It makes sense, right? We have to understand who we are first before we can connect energetically with others. Now, if you'd like to learn more about Kerry, you can visit her website at kerryk.com. That's also where you can join her online community, which is called the Plasma Light Tribe, where she teaches you how to shift into higher consciousness and higher realities. You can find links to her resources on unitednetwork.news under the New Earth tab.